Hey, what's up everyone? It's your girl Brain Shanae, and today I wanted to share with you my September book haul. So I believe I have 17 books here. I will roughly go over all of them with you. I don't want to make this like a huge long video, but it just might be. So the first book that I received was from Hear Our Voices book tour. It's Loretta Little Looks Back. It's Three Voices Go Tell It by Andrea Davis Pickney and illustrated by Brian Pickney. And I talked a little bit more about this book on my stop of my book tour, which I'll leave up above. But let's see if you are interested. It says, one family shining bright, rising to its firelight. Loretta, Rolly, and Aggie B, members of the Little family, each present the vivid story of their young lives, spanning 3 generations, their separate stories beginning in a cotton field in 1927 and ending at the presidential election of 1968, come together to create one unforgettable journey. Through an evocative mix of fictional first-person narratives, spoken word poems, folk myths, and gospel and blues rhythms or rhymes, Loretta Little Looks Back weaves a tapestry that illuminates the dignity of sharecroppers in the Royal South, inspired by storytelling's oral tradition. Stirring vignettes are presented in a series of theatrical monologues that paint a gripping, multidimensional portrait of America's struggle for civil rights as seen through the eyes of the children who lived it. Each encounters an unexpected mystical gift passed down from one family member to the next that ignites their experience of what it means to reach for freedom. From bookselling and award-winning husband and wife team Andrea Davis Pickney and Brian Pickney come and innovated a beautifully illustrated novel that delivers a front row seat to the dramatic events that led to African Americans claiming the right to vote. So I received this from Hear Our Voices book tour, and like I said, if you want to see this video or the video of my book tour of my stop, it'll be up above. So I received this one. I also got this. I got the signed first edition of Punching the Air by Ibby's Boy and Yusuf Salom, who's one of the Exonerated 5. So I did get this book, and I'm glad that I got it signed. I really wanted it signed, so I paid the extra to get it. But here is that. So I received this book. I'm not going to read all the synopsis to you, or maybe I'll read the synopsis. I'll read like every other book and we'll go from there. So it says, the story that I thought was my life didn't start on the day I was born. Amal Shahid has always been an artist and a poet, but even in his diverse art school, because of a biased system, he's seen as disruptive and unmotivated. Then one fateful night, an altercation in a gentrifying neighborhood escalates into tragedy. Boys just being boys turns out to be true only when those boys are white. The story that I think will be my life starts today. Suddenly, at just 16 years old, Amal is convicted of a crime he didn't commit and sent to prison. Despair and rage almost sink him until he turns to the refuge of his words, his art. This never should have been his story, but can he change it? With spellbinding lyricism, award-winning author Ibby Zaboy and prison reform activist Yusuf Salam tell a moving and deeply profound story about how one boy is able to maintain his humanity and fight for the truth in a system designed to strip him of both. So yes, this book is, I believe, written in verse as well. So I received this in September, or I bought this in September from Barnes & Noble. It's a signed first edition, and the cover is absolutely gorgeous. And if you take the cover off of it, it is white with black writing right there. So we have that. Next book, we have this here, which I had to get a physical copy of, is Legendborn. And also I had pre-ordered this from an indie bookstore and got this signed by Tracy Dion herself. And it says, "Be legendary." So we have that. And then if you take the cover off, it's gorgeous. I love it. I'm sure everybody else seen this all over Twitter and Bookstagram, but that is just awesome. I'm like, so I had to get this book. I had was in part of Hear Our Voices book tour for this book. I had an e-arc, so I wanted to get a physical copy, but if you want to know more about what I thought about this book, I'll leave the link up above so you can see that after you watch this video. So here's that book. Then I also have Transcendent Kingdom by Yad Gassi, which I really enjoyed. You will definitely hear more about this in my wrap-up, September wrap-up, so stay tuned for that. Then I have Everybody Looking, which I received this from Penguin Teen because I'm a Penguin Teen influencer. This is also a book written in verse. and it's a fast read, and I will talk more about it in my wrap up. So yes, and just to let you know, this cover is gorgeous and I love it. And I believe there's going to be like 2 more books by her. Is Everybody Looking by Candace Elo. So I think there's going to be 2 more books about Ada, who is the main character in this book. So there's that. Then we have Never Look Back by Lillian Rivera. It says, Is love strong enough to erase the past? So I got this book. I had gotten it and pre-ordered it. It says, Yuri comes to the Bronx as a girl haunted by losing everything in Hurricane Maria and by an evil spirit. She fully expects the tragedy that befell her and her family in Puerto Rico to catch up with her in New York. Yet for a time, she can almost set this fear aside because there's this boy. Fias is a golden-voiced bachata-singing charmer, ready to spend the summer on the beach with his friends, serenading his on-again, off-again flame. That changes when he meets Yuri. All he wants is to put a smile on her face and fight off her demons. But some dangers are too powerful for even the strongest love. As the world threatens to tear them apart, Yuri and Fias must fight for each other and their lives. Acclaimed author Lillian Rivera reimagines the Greek myth of Orpheus and Eurydice into a timely story about cultural identity, overcoming trauma, and the power of first love. So I'm all for this book and can't wait to read it. But I had to get this book because I heard a lot of things about it. And it's mythology. It's Greek mythology. So I couldn't pass this up. So I got this one. I received this from the Owl Crate box, which I'll leave up above, that I recently have posted. And this is Horrid by Katrina Lino. I read the synopsis in my other video, so you can watch that after you watch this one. Then I received this in a giveaway. I have both of the books. I have Tiny Pretty Things and Shiny Broken Pieces. I won this from a Twitter giveaway. So I got both of these books. They're both by Sona Shapratro and Danielle Clayton. So I have both of these books. Then I got this book from Quark Books, which I'm excited to read. I'm not sure when I'll read it, or when I'll be reading it soon, but it says it's the remaking by Clay McLeod Chapman. So I got this book in the mail. Then I received this book, which you have seen in my recent video, which I'll leave up above of my bookish mail, and that's Daughters of Jubilation by Carolee Cawthron. So here's that book. Then I have this book right here that I'm definitely looking forward to reading really soon. I just need to find time when I'm going to even maybe squeeze it into one of my TBRs. And it is His Only Wife, a novel by Peace Adzo Mehdi. And it says here, Alakim married me in Absidia. He did not come to our wedding. Afi Talpel is a young seamstress in Ghana. She is smart, she is pretty, and she has been convinced by her mother to marry a man she does not know. Afi knows who he is, of course. Alakim is a wealthy businessman whose mother has chosen Afi in the hopes that she will distract him from his relationship with a woman his family claims is inappropriate. But Afi is not prepared for the shift her life takes when she is moved from her small hometown of Ho to live in Accra, Ghana's gleaming capital, a place of wealth and sophistication where she has days of nothing to do but cook meals for a man who may or may not show up to eat them. She has agreed to this marriage in order to give her mother the financial security she desperately needs, and so she must see it through, or maybe not. His Only Wife is a witty, smart, and moving debut, a novel about a brave young woman traversing the minefield of modern life with its taboos and injustices, living in a world of men who want their wives to be beautiful, to be good cooks and mothers, to be women who respect their husbands and grant them forbearance. And in Afi, Peace Mehdi has created a delightfully spunky and relatable heroine who just may break all the rules. So this sounds pretty good. I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. This came out earlier this month, I believe. So yeah, I have that. Then I also received this. I requested this and I was able to get it. This comes out later on. This comes out next year in January. It's Happily Ever Afters by Elise Bryant. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. I definitely will be reading this in December so that I can give my honest review and everything before it comes out in January. So here's that. Next one is Raybearer, which I haven't read yet. I need to read it really soon. This is by Jordan Ifueko. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. I also was able to get this signed by the author and get a book plate. So here's that, where it says, Own Your Story. So yeah, I was able to get this signed. So I got this. Next book, I wanted to get this because I was interested in getting it. I heard a lot of great things about it. She had written Mexican Gothic, so I wanted to read her first book. So if I liked it, then I'll read her Mexican Gothic. So it's Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. And I believe this is like a Mayan tale right here. So it says, the Mayan god of death sends a young woman on a harrowing, life-changing journey in this dark fairy tale inspired by Mexican folklore. So already this sounds like right up my alley. I don't really know a lot about Mexican folklore, so I'm hoping this is a good introduction to it. But so I got this book. Then I got this book out of a book box, which I'll leave above in my unplugged unboxing. And this is Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. She is a great writer. I've read Allegedly. I read Monday is Not Coming. I haven't read her third book, but I plan on doing so. But I'm definitely looking forward to reading this because this sounds really amazing. And I think it's, from what I heard, it's very powerful and should definitely be read. So here's that. And I just love this cover. And last but not least, I have A Court of Lions by Samaya Dodd. This is the second book. It's a duology. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. I think the cover is beautiful. This is the second book. So hopefully I will like this. I love the first book. I'm hoping I love the second book of the conclusion of these two girls right here, the main characters. But yeah, it says Shadow, Rebel, Queenmaker, all that. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this and continue on my little adventure with these two ladies. But that is my September book haul, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I didn't want to make it too long for you guys, so sorry if it is. But if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Also hit that subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. But thank you so much, you guys. See ya!